Meg throws plate in Montecito as Wellchild audience boos after Harry mentioning Duchess' Nigeria visit in his speech. Deafening silence. Meg bitter as Harry mentions her Nigeria visit in Wellchild's speech, but nobody even clapped. Prince Harry will spend the week in Dusseldorf as the sixth edition of the Invictus Games takes place in the German city, and the prince took the stage to cheer at the opening and give a keynote speech before the competition. We're really excited to have new countries join us. Let's hear it for Colombia, Israel, and Nigeria, the prince told the crowd. I wouldn't say we play favorites at our house, but since my wife found out that she's of Nigerian descent, this year may be a little bit more supportive, a little bit more competitive. Harry hinted that Meghan supported the Nigerian team and not the American team, but most of the audience did not really understand, and no one even clapped. Meghan was definitely following. There was no thunderous applause or cheers, more like silence. I wonder what her reaction will be. Perhaps her first reaction is to scream loudly, smash tables and chairs, and even throw dishes against the wall when she travels a lot, because Harry will understand that the indigenous people of any country don't really care about their ancestors. Where does your American come from? People might be a little bit concerned if you're first generation, maybe second generation, but according to Meghan, there is no one who doesn't care. She has no connection to the country or the culture. They both look stupid trying to establish a connection that isn't really there at all. Meghan shared in her Prototype podcast last October that she discovered through a genealogy test that she is 43% Nigerian. But it was reported that she just turned 43% of Nigerians against her because she was interviewing a Nigerian on her podcast with 100% of whites taking her father's side and less than 100% of blacks standing towards her mother. That's very unlikely. She's anywhere near 43%. It's only took Meghan 40 years to learn about her roots. Meghan has to constantly look to Nigeria. A person with fair skin trying to look like something they're not. It's the equivalent of Trudeau's blackface scandal. She's racist and a fraud. She's never been treated like a black woman in America. Completely forgot that she once appeared in an anti-hate campaign video in the US, so why did she bother until she bet it all on black? But of course, she went to Malta because her grandparents were from there, visited once, actually weren't even ethnic Maltese. It was surprising, her questionable statement that she suddenly discovered she was Nigerian, and when asked what specific tribe she might be from, she said, "Oh, I just started to know." She did not study Hadi's place before meeting the royal family. She doesn't care what part of Africa her mother's side comes from. She wears modest clothes when visiting churches and mosques. Not only that, Harry is copying William and Kate again, and it feels like someone added that line after the Good, the Bad, and the Rugby podcast about Wales. Princess Anne and Mike Tyndall arrived this afternoon. It really was his life, the interesting way. It seems like he's always discussing Lowe's book about Harry's involvement in whatever project William is working on, but he insists on thinking about the long-term goals of the co/organization.